Hello, MACKEM CABBIE here. How are you doing? So I'm just going to have a crack on about the league table now, the Premier League. And so far, the three promoted teams that came up are more than holding their own. And if that was to be the case, then which three teams would get relegated or looking more likely to get relegated? Yes, it's early doors, I know that. But let's just have a look. As you can see, the bottom three here, yeah? We've got Wolves, a poor outfit. Yeah, they've yet to win a game, Wolves. Rock bottom. Lost, drew, lost. And I must admit, when they played Sunderland, the finishing was terrible. They're really lacking in front of goal. And could Wolves remain there for the whole of the season? Because it seems to be the gravitational pull of the bottom three. It seems to be once you're in this bottom three just about, and the teams above start pulling away with the points, and there's a gap approaching, then it seems to be what falls into the black hole of the relegation zone. The last few seasons, the three teams have stayed there. Do you know what I mean? If you look, it's the bottom of the league, Wolves, on 2 points, yeah? And straight away, look at the gap for Sunderland, yeah? 14 points. There's already a huge gap with the bottom and with Sunderland. 14 points is just, it's crazy. It's a dream for Sunderland. It's a dream start to have that cushion already. Considering the total that is needed over the last couple of seasons in the Premier League, it's mad to think that Sunderland are pulled well clear of that. West Ham, after watching them against Brentford yesterday, they were absolutely awful. They got battered off Brentford yesterday. And do you know what? It should have been 4 or 5-0 Brentford. I don't know how they didn't score more. But they look another poor outfit. And I must admit, I was not expecting West Ham to be where they are at the beginning of the season. But as you can see there, they're winless as well. As we know, Sunderland's first game of the season, West Ham, were kicked the backsides. And we all thought, well, West Ham seem a poor outfit. But I thought they would have maybe shown signs of pulling round and pulling away from that bottom three. But no, they looked in dire need of trouble. They look like, say, from yesterday's game, it was awful. If I was a West Ham fan, I'd be really concerned with their team at the minute. We're Nottingham Forest. It's mad to think they were, challenging for Champions League place last season, and just look at them. Once again, without a win, they've lost the last three. That appointment of Ange Postecoglou just lasted a few weeks. Was it 5 weeks or so? It's just not a happy camp with Nottingham Forest at the minute. Sean Dyche at the helm. Could he help pull Nottingham Forest free of the bottom three? Time will tell, of course, but it's not helping the situation, swapping and changing manager after manager. It didn't do Sunderland any good at all. So if I was to look at that bottom three there, do you think that would be that by May, the end of the season? Wolves, I would say, yes. West Ham, unless something drastically changes there, then I can't see them pulling out of the bottom three either. Now, Forest, I potentially can see them pulling away if the Sean Dyche effect takes effect. But they'll have to start soon, because I say there's already a points gap appearing at this stage of the season. And where Sunderland are is just amazing. Look at that. Hardly any red. Just the one defeat in 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, 2 wins there. And Sunderland, who would have thought, would be above Crystal Palace, the start Palace had. And then, of course, we've got Burnley and Leeds. Now, am I surprised where they are at the minute? I will say yes, I am. I mean, when they played us, Burnley, yes, we didn't put our chances away, but I thought, they deserved their win. They did the job, we didn't. They got a good win against Leeds. Leeds, I would have thought, would be sitting higher by now, to be quite honest with you. They looked an amazing outfit in the Championship, and I am surprised to see where Leeds are at the minute. I think they would have been, a potential 6-pointer losing that against Burnley, but we did. Burnley are a difficult team to get any points at Burnley. They are a well-organised side at the back, but yet again, the league table doesn't lie at the moment. And then even Fulham, look at Fulham, they've lost the last 3. They're getting sort of sucked into it, but still, they've got that little cushion there, 2 points, 8. And I would say that this cut-off point here so far is what Fulham. And I think Newcastle and the teams above, they've, dare I say that they seem to be absolutely fine. We all know there's certain teams in there that's just never going to be anywhere near the relegation zone. And even though Man U and Spurs finished 4th and 5th last season, they still... I had to pause the second there. My daughter was coming down and I had to sort out something to eat. But as I was saying, Spurs and Man United, when you look at where they were last season, 4th and 5th off bottom, but there was still a good 15 to 16, 17 points clear, because this is where Spurs and Man U were last season. But yes, we all know there's a long way to go. Sunderland especially, they've got a difficult month and a half coming up. But every team in this league has to play the big boys where, you virtually beat before a ball's even kicked. That's what some fans think, against the likes of your Arsenals and the Man Cities and that. You're thinking, you've got no chance, But what do you lot think? I mean, the 3 that are there now, are them the 3 that's going to be there at the end of the season? Fulham, I don't think will get dragged in. Even though it'll be funny, Newcastle, no chance. Brentford, they're too good. Everton, Aston Villa, they've pulled away. They've got their last 3 wins. Brighton are a good outfit. We all know Manchester United, Crystal Palace. And it's mad when you look at Sunderland, where they are at the minute. And it's just crazy, isn't it? And yes, I know some fans are saying, especially in December and all that, you might go a month without a win and you might not pick a point. Might not pick a point up. We might surprise everybody and get 3, 6, 9 points. I don't know. But the thing is, are the bottom 3 capable of putting enough wins together to catch up the likes of us, Sunderland? Do you know what I mean? That is the thing. That black hole of the bottom 3 here seems to, once they've engulfed them 3 teams, they've got them for the rest of the season. So yes, we could maybe win 1 out the next 8 games, let's say, if we've got a really difficult, or 2 out of 8 games. Wouldn't be a problem as such. It's these 3 teams here. If they start picking up some wins, especially West Ham and Forest, and then they pull away, and that's when it gets a bit squeaky bum time. But that's why it's been massively important for Sunderland to be above that water. You know, they're above water at the minute. They're not sinking. They're in that safe place. Because it's a lot safer to be there than having to claw yourself out of the bottom 3. So, if there was any side that I would say potentially could climb out of there and pull away, I would say it could be Forest, because he's a good manager, Sean Dyche, and Forest will be the team I would say will pull away. West Ham and Wolves, I think they'll be there for the rest of the season. Very, very poor sides indeed. But let us know in your comments below what you think. And do you agree with me? Or do you think it could be a completely new bottom 3 by the end of the season? I know it's early days, but it's worth talking about it, isn't it? So there we go. From the MACKEM CABBIE, we'll catch you later.